Minister of Health, Honorable Joel Senyonyi, would like to attend the NRM caucus, but he fears COVID tests. So, is there still...
Mr. Speaker, allow me to clarify. By the way, as one of the leaders in this country, an MP, okay, I also lead one side of parliament, I'm happy to go to any meeting. If you good people invited me to Kyankwanzi to present a paper, I will come, and I will present a very good, solid paper. I hope you will follow what I'll have presented. But anyhow.
Thank you. Yes, you've clarified. Honorable Bariomusi. The ghetto kids don't leave yet. Yes.
Country, but the next caucus, don't fear attending the caucus. We shall invite you as the facilitator of the NRM caucus meeting. And by the way, that should be the politics we should play in the country. Being in a ruling party and you being in opposition should not mean you can't meet and discuss the future of this country. So, leader of opposition, do not be scared of the COVID test.
Thank you.
Engineer wants to inform me, if the speaker allows, I have no problem.
Well, so now it will be back
Mr. Speaker, let me first use the sanitizer here, as advised by the Minister for Health, who is a very senior doctor. Mr. Speaker, I do appreciate the two ministers, the Deputy Attorney General's response. He says beginning September, we are going to see improvement in enrollment to the Law Council. We hope that happens so that these young people that have studied get to quickly join the market. The Minister for Health has told us he will advise. It's not a big deal because we were getting scares. So some colleagues on this side were beginning to say, now, shouldn't we approach the Speaker to say, if these our colleagues have got to have tests before they go for their meeting the other side, maybe they should have tests before they come for Parliament. Are we safe? It was a concern, but I'm glad that you have cleared that and you will give the advice. Now we are at peace. But on a light note, if you're sending people to approach some of us to join you, please don't send people like Honorable Walswaka. Send more serious people. I thank you. The hurdles we grapple with in life, the hurdles we grapple with in politics and elsewhere, keep going. One day you will break through. So we congratulate the youngsters and we do celebrate them. Mr. Speaker, allow me to raise two quick issues that I think are critical for government to help us. One is a law-related matter, and it's good the learned Deputy Attorney General is around. And Mr. Speaker, you're a senior lawyer. There's been numerous complaints about students who finish LDC and then they struggle to enroll. So on an annual basis, LDC, the various campuses here in Kampala, Lira, and Barara, they graduate between 1,300 to 1,600 students that are ready to enroll as advocates. But then on an annual basis, only between 400 to 600 lawyers enter the role of advocates. So that leaves a huge backlog of anywhere over 800 who have finished LDC. They are ready to become advocates and do the work for which they went to school for many years. But it is such a tall order, and I'm sure the Deputy Attorney General has received many complaints. Mr. Speaker, I also saw a letter written as a petition to yourself. They copied me in. Those who are now LDC students who had other concerns, they fail a few subjects and then they're told to repeat the entire course, and so they have concerns. And so I saw that letter written to you. Hopefully it's being handled as well. Now couple that with these who have gone through 4 years of law school, go to LDC, a very cumbersome course. Some who have done it know. And they're ready, but now some drag on for years. They are not able to enroll as advocates. Their parents paid school fees and tuition for them to study, and so they are stuck. They need to be helped. Now, I know, even as an advocate myself, that sometimes it could be you're trying to deal with standards to limit the numbers. I also want to see good quality on the market. But as we do that, I think we should not disenfranchise these many students who have studied law and also passed LDC, because it's a hurdle to pass it. So maybe government needs to help us to understand, is this something they're looking into? How are they looking into it? How are they addressing this matter? Because it's a critical one. Mr. Speaker, the second and final one is related to health. The health minister is here. We've been engaging severally on various matters. I know that in 2023, I believe it was May, when the World Health Organization declared that COVID-19 is no longer an emergency disaster, as it were. Now, there have been travel restrictions on Uganda regarding Ebola. US and a couple of other countries, some have put us at level 4. Do not enter. US and these other countries. But I find a contradiction that I think the health minister needs to help us understand. And by the way, this is not even political. I also want to understand, because I'm a lawyer, I'm not a doctor. I saw, and it happens, each time our colleagues from the NRM are to have a caucus meeting with the party chairman, they are required to do COVID tests. And of course, this information goes out there as well. Now, what confuses people is, wait a minute, I thought COVID is no longer an issue. Why are members of parliament required? And look, every party does its things its own way, so I'm not meddling into the affairs of the NRM. I'm just addressing a health concern. So it becomes alarmist to the public and other countries that these Ugandan leaders, each time they're meeting, they have to do COVID tests. So that means COVID is still a serious challenge in Uganda. And in a way, we seem to justify the countries that impose travel restrictions on Uganda. Because I've seen the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and others, they are struggling with these countries and saying, look, Ebola is not a health crisis in Uganda. Don't impose those health travel restrictions on us. But as one government entity or ministry is fighting to try and clean that up, then there is this contradiction that COVID tests have got to be done mandatorily. So we seem to be sending an image that we still have a health challenge here. And now those people get to be vindicated to say, yeah, no wonder we are restricting travel in Uganda. There are these health concerns. So I am bothered as a non-medic. Is COVID still such a serious issue? What message are we sending to these countries, which we are telling, please don't restrict travel in Uganda, and it's not as bad, but then we are doing this. It's confusing. I think it needs to be clarified. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Attorney General, as you respond to this, at what point do you put the sieve for professional regulatory body? Somebody has finished everything. They're supposed to join the labor market. You delay their enrollment. Don't you have capacity, or you're just malicious? Or both?
Was the word both or both? Right Honorable, I seek your permission that in answering this, I can address the two issues that were raised yesterday, because I have short answers to them. Thank you, Right Honorable. Right Honorable, as regarding the processes of enrollment, we are engaging with the Law Council. They had a number of challenges which we are trying to iron out. We believe starting September, things will move a little smoothly. I can guarantee you that. Yes. Secondly, yesterday I was asked a question about the fisheries regulations. The first parliamentary council that is handling them and our ministry says they will be ready by Tuesday next week. So we'll submit them back to the Ministry of Agriculture and they'll do the needful.
Thank you.
Thirdly, Honorable Muiru raised a question about suspension of the law regarding issuance of substitute certificates of title. Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, the Honorable Minister of Lands, who is a personal friend of mine, did not suspend the law per se. She's the head of the Ministry of Lands. She has taken administrative measures because they have identified a mischief that people are fraudulently acquiring certificates of title, substitute certificates of title, and while the owners have their own titles. So she says, within the ministry, let us halt the process. We do thorough investigations. She has constituted a team to investigate the matter and agree or advise a way forward. If we need to amend the law, we will come back to Parliament. Thank you very much.
Perfect. Minister of Health, Honorable Joel Senyonyi would like to attend the NRM caucus, but he fears COVID tests. So, is there still?
Mr. Speaker, allow me to clarify. By the way, as one of the leaders in this country, an MP, okay, I also lead one side of Parliament, I'm happy to go to any meeting. If you good people invited me to Kyankwanzi to present a paper, I will come, and I will present a very good, solid paper. I hope you will follow what I'll have presented. But anyhow.
Thank you. Yes, you've clarified. Honorable Bariomusi. The ghetto kids don't leave yet. Yes. Whoever is evicting them is malicious. Yes.
The ghetto kids, as we welcome them to Parliament, they should remain to listen to the Minister of Health. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, and thank you, Leader of Opposition, for raising that concern. Usually when we declare an outbreak or an epidemic over, we usually add that you should continue being cautious. You play caution because there can be a possibility of that outbreak coming again. Like when we declared the end of the Ebola outbreak, I did caution that we remain on the lookout because there is still a risk. For instance, we got used to sanitizing during the COVID outbreak, and up to now, we put sanitizers. I hope the Leader of Opposition is not scared because we sanitize. We sanitize. That's why there is one here and one there. So that should not be a big problem. True, if you are to meet the President, go to State House, there is a requirement for a COVID test. And the COVID tests are done largely in Mulago. The positivity rates currently for COVID are 0.001%. So meaning we basically don't have active transmission of COVID in the country. And as a new Minister of Health, I will give technical advice to the President and the State House that maybe there is no big necessity to subject people to COVID testing, but just a precaution, which is harmless. And I don't think it sends a negative message at all. It has little or nothing to do with the travel advisories which countries have been announcing. They are engaging various countries, including the US, Canada, and others, on their travel advisories in relation to the Ebola outbreak. And our Minister of Foreign Affairs, I know, is engaging in meetings with these countries so that they can lift these restrictions and bans which they had imposed on Uganda, on their citizens coming to Uganda, but also on the people traveling from Uganda to their countries. There have been those challenges. And like I've been saying, those travel restrictions were not backed by public health science, but we are engaging the various countries, and I think soon they should be able to lift them. So in a direct answer to your question, yes, there are these COVID tests, but the tests harmless, but we shall advise the State House that from a public health standpoint, there is no strong justification to carry out a COVID test now because we don't have an outbreak or an epidemic of COVID. The positivity rates are very low, so we don't handle. But the next caucus, don't fear attending the caucus. We shall invite you as the facilitator of the NRM caucus meeting. And by the way, that should be the politics we should play in the country. Being in a ruling party and you being in opposition should not mean you can't meet and discuss the future of this country. So, leader of opposition, do not be scared of a COVID test.
Thank you.
Engineer wants to inform me, if the speaker allows, I have no problem.
Well, sir, I want to inform the Minister of... Yes.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Honourable Minister, the information I want to give you, as mobilizers and senior cadres of NRM, we are engaging opposition. So this might be a way of a step where they might be joining the party. So it's not about COVID, but people are coming. That's the information.
So thank you very much for the information. Yes, true. The NRM actually is an umbrella which accommodates people of different shades of opinion. So whoever is coming is welcome.
Now it will be...
Mr. Speaker, let me first use the sanitizer here, as advised by the Minister for Health, who is a very senior doctor. Mr. Speaker, I do appreciate the two ministers, the Deputy Attorney General's response. He says beginning September, we are going to see improvement in enrollment to the law council. We hope that happens so that these young people that have studied get to quickly join the market. The Minister for Health has told us he will advise. It's not a big deal because we were getting scares. So some colleagues on this side were beginning to say, now, shouldn't we approach the Speaker to say, if these our colleagues have got to have tests before they go for their meeting the other side, maybe they should have tests before they come for Parliament. Are we safe? It was a concern, but I'm glad that you have cleared that and you'll give the advice. Now we are at peace. But on a light note, if you're sending people to approach some of